everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here with, well, greatness. Launcher is back at 3 in Duel Links, totally unlimited, not even limited to 3, but like directly went back to unlimited, which is insane. So yeah, here we are with a new guide for Shelf Ghost Infernity for post Banlist, so with 3 launcher. The other 2 guides I made when launcher went to 2 were a huge success, and I think it really helped a lot of people. So here we are with the guide for Shelf Ghost Infernity with 3 launcher. It's finally time. We are finally back at greatness. Yeah, I'm so happy. Launcher finally back now for TCG, of course. But yeah, tomorrow probably I will be uploading the Fleeting Hand guide. But yeah, let's just get into the guide. First we will go over ratios for the Infernity cards, and then we will get into all kinds of different lists, and then the sample combo for the deck list. And then of course when the ban list is effective in Duel Links, I will be making Duel Links replays, of course. So thank you already so much for watching, and I hope this will help. So enjoy and learn. Infernity best deck, Infernity for life, forever and always. Hell yeah, so happy, and I hope you all are too. As said, as first we will go over the ratios for the main deck Infernity cards, of course. We will be starting, of course, with our beloved boy, our patron saint, the GOAT himself, Infernity Archfiend. Infernity Archfiend's ratio would be 2 to 3 copies. 2 is the most consistent. Everybody is playing 2 in Shelf Ghost, so I would really recommend to play 2. 3 is just too much for 20 cards. Sure, you know, top deck Archfiend is best, but you know, you don't need 3 to be fair, because you will literally brick, because we are on 20 cards, of course. If you would up the deck size a bit more, 3 would be more okay, but for you would rather play 20 cards because it's most consistent. Yeah, play 2 Archfiend, I would say, and 3 you can, but in a bigger deck count for sure. So yeah, let's get into the other ratios, of course. Then we have Archfiend's partner in crime, of course, is Infernity Necromancer. His ratio would be 1 to 2 copies. I would suggest to play 2, because if you open it together with Sage and Transmodify, you brick, because, you know, otherwise what are you going to Transmodify a Sage in Wildcat? That's not combo. I would really suggest to play it at 2, because, you know, you play it basically because if you see it in your opening hand, you still have 1 in your deck, so you can go for Sage Transmodify, of course, which is your best combo. But yeah, sometimes lines with 2 Necromancer come up for extra extension is sometimes really needed, so play 2 Necromancer for sure. Next up is Infernity Sage. You got to run this guy at 3. You want to see it. And with Launcher back at 3, it's even better to see together with Launcher and, of course, Transmodify. You really need to see this card in your hand. It can discard your entire hand, of course. And when it's sent to the graveyard, it dumps another Infernity monster. And, of course, it's your main tuner for Trishula plays. Run this guy at 3, not less. Next up is our pet himself, Infernity Wildcat. Play 2 copies. 3 you can play in a bigger deck count, but of course 20 is much more consistent. While testing with 2 launchers, eventually I came around that 2 is the correct ratio in my opinion, because if you see multiple it just sucks, and 2 is like the perfect ratio of not seeing them both, and if you see both you can just send 1 with the other 1 to the graveyard, of course. I would suggest to play 2 in 20, and if you go a higher deck count, play 3 copies, because it's still a really nice card. But in 20, again, you don't want to see multiple copies in your opening hand, so 2 is a correct ratio. My Infernity sisters and brothers, it's back. Launcher is back at 3. Play as many as you can. Well, Launcher cannot go a higher count than 3. I have 6 copies in Duel Links. But yeah, we now have 3, I mean 4 launcher with Shelf Ghost, of course. We are so back, I'm so happy. you want to see this card. It's either Extension or, Playmaker. Seeing it together with Sage or Archfiend, it's great. You need to see this card. Yeah, it's one of the best cards to see, of course, together with Sage and Transmodify. So of course we are playing this at 3, no doubt about it. Not less. Don't be mad and play less than 3 launcher. Not once per turn soul charge. Yeah, broken. I'm so happy it's finally back at 3 where it belongs, and soon in TCG. Hell yeah, let's fucking go. I'm so excited. Next up is Infernity Barrier, of course. Yeah, Counter Trap, Searchable, Omni Negate. Yeah, one of the best in-archetypal trap cards ever made in the entire game. We won't probably never see Konami releasing more copies of Barrier in Duel Links because, imagine a board with 2 to 3 barriers in Duel Links. That would be insane. So yeah, play it at 1 because we can only play 1. Yeah, we probably won't never see more barriers, but who knows. But for now, of course, we can only play 1. Play 1, sure, it's a level 40 Kellen reward, but all the real ones should have it already. Yeah, barriers broken, you got to play it. Next up is our other trap, being Infernity Break. Break is a pop, of course. I would suggest to play 1 to 2 copies of it. Why? Because you can also play, instead of the second break, Infernity Suppression, which is pretty nice in a format right now with multiple hand traps. Break is more impactful, so if you, for example, we mainly play Suppression for a nip counter. If you don't have an extra deck monster in your extra deck that doesn't counter nip, for example, like Crystal Wing or Herald of the Arclight, then I would just suggest to play 2 break and 1 barrier. But if you don't have nip out in your extra deck, play 1 barrier, 1 break, 1 suppression. Suppression still also nice against poorly timed hand traps, for example. But yeah, you got to expect, of course, that your opponent is a good player. So yeah, in a lower rank, suppression, for example, is pretty broken because people time their hand traps wrong. But in higher ranks, if you have a nip out in your extra deck, don't play suppression, but play 2 break and 1 barrier. So yeah, that's the ratio for break. Next up, a bit spoilered already, but being Infernity Suppression. Like said, if you don't have an extra deck monster like Crystal Wing or Herald in your extra deck that counters nip, play suppression, because suppression is then your way to stop Nibiru from activating, because we are still in a pretty big nip meta. And also, like said, it's really good against poorly timed hand traps in Duel Links. Yeah, suppression shines in Duel Links while it doesn't in TCG, OCG, of course, it's so ass. But yeah, in Duel Links is pretty nice right now. So yeah, I would suggest to test it out for yourself and see for yourself. But like said, if you don't have an extra deck card that counters nip in your extra deck, you should play it for sure, because otherwise you lose to a big rock and then your board ends on a nice Nibiru token, which only makes break life, of course. Honorable mentions, by the way, for Infernity cards are Infernity Mirage, Infernity Conjurer, and Patriarch. We have 3 launcher now, no need to play them, but they are still nice. But just don't play them at all, to be fair. They are not needed. You don't need them with 3 launcher. Mirage will only see play in Fleeting Hand variants. But yeah, just wanted to give the honorable mentions, and the ones that didn't get the honorable mention sadly are very shit, so don't play them. Except Infernity Archer, Infernity Destroyer for the specific DDD build, but that's only for the DDD build with Wave Hiking Caesar. You need the extra level 6. But yeah, don't play them, to be fair, in any variant, because you just don't need them at all. Lastly, we have Infernity Doom Archfiend. It's just a great going second card, to be fair, and it's an Infernity name, so you can revive it with launcher. So if you have space in your extra deck, you can play 1 copy. But if you're already playing it, no need to play another one. Sure, it's off once per turn, but then you have a tons of better extra deck options. So if you have an extra deck space to spare, it's pretty nice. I myself am using, instead of Doom Archfiend, Underworld Goddess right now because it's really good. but that card is still locked in a selection box, of course. I was just lucky to pull it. But yeah, then you can play Doom Archfiend, for example, because it's also pretty nice going second and really easy to make with Sage and Archfiend, of course. And that was it for the ratios. Let's get into all kinds of different lists and sample combos for those specific lists, and that will be it for the guide. I will be explaining all the way through, of course, explaining all the card choices and explaining while doing combos, of course. Forgot to say, but first off, I wanted to start with staples for Shelf a Ghost Infernity post Banlist. Of course, we have Transmodify. Transmodify is your best card. You want to see this card. Play it at 3, no doubt about it. This is like the mandatory card. Really mandatory. You need to play this. For nice options, you have Into the Void for extra draw power and for more consistency. You can play World Legacy Succession. It's great in combination with Salaman Great Alma Rush, but not really needed if you really feel like you need the Reborn extension. World Legacy Succession is a card, but then why not play just Monster Reborn? Magical Mallet is great for if you have a really shitty hand, you can just replace cards by drawing new cards using Magical Mallet. MST, just great going second card. You have the space for two extra cards like the main deck. Most of the main decks consist of double Archfiend, double Necromancer, double Wildcat, triple Sage, triple Transmodify, triple Launcher, triple Trap, so you have still space for two other cards. So you can, for example, play double Mystical Space Typhoon if you're dealing with a lot of back row decks. Forbidden Droplet right now in the meta is better, so, or Dark Ruler No More, so I rather play that instead of MST right now. For limited ones, main decks, we have Monster Reborn and Allures for extra consistency, but you know, you have better limited one cards to play, to be fair. Monster Reborn, great limited one card, of course, for the extra extension that's comes in handy sometimes, or even make an even insaner board. I mean, it's just a small launcher, basically. Mirage with Downbeat, but like I said, you don't need Mirage and Downbeat in Shelf a Ghost. Play that in Fleeting Hand, to be fair, indeed. For limited one extra deck cards, we have Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is the best one out of these limited extra deck cards. It's just great right now for against Nibiru and also against Resonator, for example. It's really great, or against Utopia, because they all use monster effects. So Crystal Wing is really great against that. Wolf Riot right now is also unlimited. I don't know why it's still in the limited section, but it's unlimited right now, so you can definitely play it. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss is kind of easy to make with the deck. So you can play it, but then just play Crystal Wing, it's better. Same with Void Ogre, play Crystal Wing, it's better right now. Herald of the Arclights is okay, you can also make it easily. Also have a deck list for that one, but Crystal Wing, to be fair, is better again. But yeah, Herald still has a really funny Floodgate effect that's sometimes really nice against Shadow, for example. Then for more extra deck cards, we have Starving Venom, Proxy F lines. You can play that with Mirage, but again, like I said, not needed at all. You can play that in Fleeting Hand instead. Levier, the Sea Dragon, 100 Ice Dragon was just for extra extension, but to be fair, with 3 Launcher right now, not needed. IP, great card. IP is a great extra deck card, of course. You can definitely play it if you have it. Together with Underworld Goddess is pretty nice. Shooting Riser Dragon is just for the funny dump. It's more in meme builds, to be fair. Alma Rush, like said, with World Legacy Succession, normal summon Sage, pitch your hand, link it away for Alma Rush, Sage dump Archfiend, and then Succession for Archfiend, for example. It's okay, but it's niche. You have better plays. Photon Strike Bouncer. Now with 3 Launcher again, we can go for rank 6 plays, you know, with making 2 level 6 synchro monsters, just like in the old days. Photon Strike Bouncer and, for example, Rhino Bus and Insector Extra Beetle were a lot used back then, but to be fair, you have way better extra decks right now. Moon of the Closed Heaven is very funny for another body for Underworld Goddess that you can link off against your opponent, and it's just generic. Security Dragon, again, also nice card going second. Then for kinda mandatory cards in shelf goes Trishula and Stardust Charge Warrior. No doubt about it, you make them every time Stardust Charge Warrior less, but Stardust Charge Warrior is there, you know, if you have a hand that's pretty mid and you need to access that extra launcher, you can just use skill, place launcher on top deck, make Charge Warrior, draw on to launcher, and extend further. You need to play this in Shelf Ghost because it can really fix hands sometimes. Unchained Abomination, great end board card. Together with Infernity Break, you have a double pop. Also, if you make Abomination against, for example, heavy back row decks, like they lose all their back row in the end phase, because pop one with Break, pop another with Abomination, and then in end phase Abomination effects against to pop another card, which is really funny. Nightmare Unicorn, great card going second, and just it's a link 3, you know. You can also play Decode Talker, but Unicorn is better because it has a really nice effect going second. Puzzle Limo definitely needed, except especially in the builds that play Crystal Wing and Herald, otherwise you can't really make them. Nightmare cards, always great. Great extra deck cards, play them for sure. Underworld Goddess, great going second card. And like said, if you don't have it, play Doom Archfiend either, or Firewall Dragon Decode Talker would be your best options. Stardust Warrior, you can make it again using Coral Dragon. I didn't have the space anymore to put Coral Dragon there. Same with Ancient Fairy Dragon, also still great, but Ancient Fairy Dragon is really good for Fleeting Hand instead. But yeah, Stardust Warrior is an all different build, and I have it in this video, so with test hand and list, of course. Like said, with the rank 6s, Exa Beetle and Rhinobus, but you have way better extra decks right now. Wave Hiking Caesar has his own build, and you play Archer in that one, like said. Firewall Dragon Decode Talker will always be great, but right now I rather play other cards in my extra deck, more of the going second extra deck cards like Nightmares, Underworld Goddess, etc. Those are way better right now. Cyber Slash Harpy, I saw some topping deck list playing this card. It's just, you know, a level 8 synchro monster. It's pretty okay by bouncing something back to the hand, but you have better extra deck options. Those were the staples. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and yeah, we can talk about that. I hope I explained this all very well. Let's get into all kinds of different lists with all kinds of different combos. And that will be it for the entire guide. I hope you all are enjoying and learning so far. All right, let's get into the lists. First off, we will start with the sample list. So this is the basic Infernity Shelf Ghost deck post Banlist with triple launcher. And that being double Archfiend, yeah, 2 is just correct. No need to play more, and 1 is just 2 less. Double Necromancer, like said, you don't want to see this and Sage in your hand and then Transmodify if you play it at 1, so play it at 2 to risk the chance of not opening. If you open Necromancer, it's not bad, because then Transmodify will still be live with Sage, because you have a second copy. Double Wildcat, 3 is just too much in 20 from experience. Triple Sage, of course, you want to see this card in your hand. Same with Launcher and Transmodify, that's why you play it at 3. And of course, triple Traps, because you easily get triple traps on board. And because we are playing Crystal Wing, Break is more effective, so we don't play Barrier, Break, Suppression, because we have Crystal Wing to out, of course, Nibiru early on, or other hand traps. Of course, you can still play Suppression, no, not bad at all. I just find Break more effective, and if I have a card in my extra deck that can already out nip, I find Break way more effective. For the extra deck, we are playing Trish, of course, then Crystal Wing, Synchro Dragon with Stardust, Charge Warrior, just mandatory cards, you need them. I will showcase in the combo. Underworld Goddess, great going second card. It can be literally anything else, because it's a going second card. I would then, if you don't have Underworld Goddess, I would put in Doom Archfiend. Then we have Unchained Abomination for endboard, of course. Nightmare Unicorn just for link 3, and it's great going second. Same with the other Nightmares, just link 2s that are great going second. And also you actually end on Abomination, Cerberus, with 1 hand trap, with Crystal Wing, with Archfiend and 3 traps on board. And then Puzzlemo, of course, because otherwise you can't really make Crystal Wing as consistently. Let's get into the test hand. I will talk through the entire combo just to explain why and how. I hope this was good explanation for the deck list, and if you need more, let me know in the comments down below. I forgot, but we play Magical Mallet and Droplet. Magical Mallet for consistency and Droplet for going second, just for non-engine. You can also just not play Magical Mallet and play another Droplet or, you know, MST, whatever. I just find Mallet very useful from time to times, which is pretty great. It's just a great card. And Droplet is, of course, great going second. If you don't have Droplet, play Dark Ruler instead, of course. Let's get into the combo. Alright, first off, set your entire hand. Use Sage effect, discarding your rest of your hand. Go for Transmodify for Necromancer. Sage, dump Archfiend, of course. Necromancer, summon Archfiend. Archfiend effect, of course, to search out your launcher. Activate the launcher, then activate your skill, of course, to get the 4th launcher. Link summon to Puzzlemo. Use your first launcher for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect, to search out your 2nd launcher here. Then we'll go for activate launcher, of course, go for Necromancer, summoning Sage back. Make Trishula here, use Chainlink 1 Trishula, Chainlink 2 Puzzlemo. Make Trish level 6 and hand trap for 1. Use your launcher here for Necromancer, Archfiend, Archfiend effect to search out your 3rd launcher. Activate your launcher, of course. Go for a Link 2 here, any Link 2 is fine. Go for Summon Sage, go for Crystal Wing, go for Nightmare Unicorn here, go for launcher for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect to search out your last launcher. Activate your launcher, make Abomination here, use Necromancer's effect to summon back Archfiend, Archfiend effect, of course, to search out your trap. Set the trap, of course. Go here for Cerberus for protection, and go for launcher for Archfiend, Archfiend effect to search your last trap, ending on Abomination, protection by Cerberus, 3 traps and Crystal Wing, which is pretty great. Next up is from my testings, the most promising list in my opinion being the double hand trap list. So looping Trishula twice in order to hand trap for 2, ending also on Abomination and 3 traps in Infernity on board, of course. Yeah, this is just pretty much again the standard main deck, and then with suppression instead of double break, because we aren't really playing something in the extra deck to counter Nibiru, for example. So we are playing suppression in here like set. The only thing that is different now is that Magical Mallet is Monster Reborn. Yeah, because Monster Reborn is just great, and we aren't playing any limit 1 card, so it's great for the extra extension needed sometimes. And also later on in the game, if you draw it, it's pretty great. Then for the extra deck, it's pretty much the same, except for not playing Crystal Wing, of course. So we are playing you can play any other card, to be fair. And we are playing Moon of the Closed Sky, because Moon is pretty great in order to get 2 bodies to use for Underworld Goddess. Going second, it's pretty great. But yeah, again, it can be any other card. Go to the staples section in this video in order to figure something out for yourself, what you want to play instead of Moon. If you don't have Moon and Underworld Goddess, I would suggest at least to play Doom Archfiend, which is pretty great. You can also just play Crystal Wing in the extra deck instead, for example, because then, you know, if you don't get to the double hand trap, you can just go for Crystal Wing lines, which is also pretty great. But then Monster Reborn, of course, changes to another card, for example, Magical Mallet or another going second card. But let's get into the combo. All right, let's start with the hand, of course, setting first your back row and activating launcher, discard Sage, the effect, pitch Archfiend. Necromancer, summon back Archfiend, Archfiend effect to search launcher. Activate your search launcher and then use skill for the extra launcher. So the 4th, go for your first launcher for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect to search. Search here out an extra launcher, you know, just for having it. Activate the launcher, use Necromancer, summon Sage back, make Trishula here, Trishula effect in order to hand trip, and you can use Puzzlemo for whatever, but you know, not needed. Archfiend Necromancer, summon back with launcher, Archfiend effect to search out a discardable card. Because now you go for Nightmare Unicorn, use the effect to put Trish back in your extra deck. Use your launcher, go for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect to search out your 3rd launcher. activate your launcher, use Necromancer's effect again to make now the last Trishula, so hand trip for 2 right now. Go for launcher and Archfiend, for Necromancer Archfiend, sorry, with launcher, Archfiend effect to search out the trap. Then go here for Abomination, use the effect of Necromancer, summoning out Archfiend, Archfiend effect to search out your last trap. Sending now your 3rd trap, and of course then you can make Cerberus if you want to, ending on protection and triple trap, double hand trip. And now back to the good old days. Great. Remember this was like the last variant everybody was on when before launcher went to 1. Now we are back in all its greatness with 4 launchers, of course. So we are here with Stardust Warrior, and we are basically on the same main deck. This time the end board is better than it used to be, because now we have Unchained Abomination, of course, which is pretty great. We are basically playing the same main deck as we did in last list, not a second break again, because we aren't playing anything to counter Nibiru, because Stardust Warrior gets tributed first before Nibiru summon, so you can never activate it. Weird ruling, sadly, but yeah, then we are playing Suppression, of course. And also, again, Monster Reborn and Forbidden Droplet for the non-engine, of course, but you can play whatever. To be fair, those 2 spaces are like, you know, play whatever your flex spots. Your extra deck is pretty tight in this variant because, you know, Stardust Warrior, Coral Dragon, Stardust Charge Warrior and Trishula are needed. Same with Puzzlemo. Then for extra deck you want to end on Abomination, and Nightmares are just great going second, and same with Unicorn, just great cards. It's really like really tight, so I would just suggest to play it like this if you want to play this variant. It's a great variant for sure. Yeah, just ends on the good old board of Stardust Warrior, Unchained Abomination, 3 traps and your Infernity names, which is pretty great. Yeah, back to the good old days, you know. So if you want to relive that, play this variant for sure. Let's get into the test. First off, we will set activate launcher special Wildcat by pitching Sage. Use the effect of Sage pitching Archfiend. Use your skill to place launcher first. Then go for launcher for Archfiend and Sage. Use the effect of Archfiend to search Necromancer, of course. Summon Puzzlemo, didn't normal summon yet. Normal Necromancer, special summon Archfiend. Archfiend effect to search out your second launcher. Activate your launcher, make Trishula here. Chilling 1, Trishula, chilling 2, Puzzlemo, making it level 4. And hand rip for 1, go for launcher for Archfiend Sage, go for Archfiend effect here to search out your 3rd launcher, activate your launcher, make Coral Dragon here because now you're gonna make Stardust Warrior, go for launcher for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect to search out your trap, set your trap, make here Unicorn, use Necromancer effect, summon Archfiend here, Archfiend effect to search out your last launcher, activate your launcher here. Then we are going to link these away into Abomination, go for launcher here to summon back Archfiend, and Archfiend effect to search your 3rd trap, which is pretty great. Ending on Stardust Warrior, Abomination and 3 traps, which is great at all. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, time for Firewall Dragon builds. Again, Firewall Dragon here with, of course, Unchained Abomination linked to it, and then with Trishula for an extra hand rip. And then 3 traps, of course, which is pretty great, with 4 launchers now because of the skill. The main deck is just, you see it again, the same, because, you know, the main deck kind of for Shelf Ghost is all kind of the same, because, you know, the ratios I've been testing are just pretty great. And if you want to test different ratios, go for sure. I just find this the most consistent, with your 2 flex spots being Monster Reborn and Forbidden Droplet again. For your extra deck, we are playing the Firewall Dragon in the extra deck. And of course, an Herald Goddess can be any other card. Be sure to check out the staple section of the deck. But of course, what this deck does is Unchained Abomination, Firewall Dragon, and then 2 Infernity names and 3 traps. And if you open Monster Reborn, for example, you can also end on a Nightmare linked to Firewall, which means 2 Firewall bounce for 2, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, this is still pretty great variant for sure. And if you want to play with Firewall Dragon, be sure to play this build when the ban list gets released. Now let's get into the test hand of this variant. Alright, start here by of course setting your back row, normal summoning Sage, use modify for Sage to go for Necromancer, Sage effect, pitch Archfiend, Necromancer, target Archfiend, summon back, Archfiend effect here to search out your first trap because you already have 2 launchers, go for skill for your 4th launcher in deck, now go for Puzzlemo, go for launcher for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect to search out here your other launcher, go for launcher here, activate Necromancer for Sage, make Trishula here, Trishula effect to hand rip for 1, then go for launcher for Archfiend Necromancer, of course Archfiend effect to search out your other launcher, go for activate launcher of course, go here for Abomination already, go for Necromancer for Archfiend, Archfiend effect to search out here Wildcat because your back row kind of full, so you can just discard it with launcher, go here for any link too, so Nightmare for example, go for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect to search out Break. Then go for set break, of course, make a link 3 here, go for Necromancer, summoning back Archfiend, and then link these 2 off into Firewall Dragon, then go for your 4th launcher for Archfiend, Archfiend effect, search your 3 traps, ending on a hand rip for 1, Firewall Dragon, Enchant Abomination, and 3 traps, of course, which is pretty crazy and pretty nice, consistent board, and the deck is also really consistent, of course. Alright, this is a little experiment with Herald of the Arclight. To be fair, from testing, just play Crystal Wing, but this is just really funny. If you are, for example, much more of a fan of Herald, and if we get to a format where, you know, if monsters get sent from hand to graveyard, I mean, against Shadow, Herald is pretty nice. For example, because the last Banlist didn't really kill Shadow, sadly. Hopefully a skill balance will kill Shadow and Utopia once and for all. But yeah, Herald is still pretty nice. I like Crystal Wing more because, you know, you have to tribute a Herald away and Crystal Wing just stays forever, you know, until it gets outed. But, you know, with such an Infernity board, it will pretty much not. Also great. Crystal Wing is just great in the battle phase, for example. But yeah, we are here. Herald of the Arclight is of course limit 1, so we are playing Magical Mallet instead of Monster Reborn, of course. For the rest, the deck is pretty much the same as any other. Like said, you know, ratios have been figured out. These are great ratios, and I will definitely, if you were you, just test out for yourself how you like it. But this is just pretty much decided by the Infernity community for Duel Links. Yeah, for the rest, the extra deck has Herald in it. And of course, Underworld Goddess can be whatever. Same with the Nightmares, but Nightmares are just too good and they are really easy to access. And if you have been playing Infernity already for a while, you should probably have them already, of course. Yeah, let's get into the test hand. It just does basically the same board as Crystal Wing, except instead of Crystal Wing, you have Herald of the Arclight, of course. Alright, let's start. Go for normal summon Sage. Sage, discard your Wildcat. Go for Transmodify for Necromancer. Sage, dump Archfiend. Necromancer, summon back Archfiend, of course. Archfiend effect to get your first launcher. Then go for your skill, of course, to place the second launcher in your deck. The 4th, I mean, sorry. Go for Puzzlemo here. Go for launcher for Archfiend Necromancer. Archfiend effect to search out your second launcher here. Go for activate launcher first. Then go for Necromancer, summon back Sage. Make Trishula here. Chainlink 1 Trishula to hand trip. Chainlink 2 Puzzlemo. Make Trish level 2. Go for launcher for Archfiend and Necromancer. Archfiend effect here to search out your third launcher. Activate your launcher, then make here a link to any other link to, you know, go for Necromancer, summon Sage and Trish for Herald, go for Unicorn, go for launcher for Archfiend Necromancer, Archfiend effect, search your second trap, set your trap, go for Abomination here, and then for Necromancer, summon back Archfiend, of course, searching your last launcher here. Activate launcher, make Nightmare Cerberus here for protection, then launcher for Archfiend, of course, searching your last card, being your last trap. Then you end on 3 traps, Herald of the Arclight, Enchant Abomination, and of course protected with Cerberus. Next, we have a very funny, the most inconsistent build, being Wave Hiking Caesar. It's still consistent, you know, but much less inconsistent than the other variants I've showcased till now. This is also the last variant I will be showcasing in this guide. I have more variants just for more meme plays, but let me know if you all would like to see them. But these are just the best variants. I would probably show the double hand rip first, because in my testings, that one was the most promising one. Also, I just really like to go double hand rip. Sometimes you really need that double hand rip, because some decks have been so crazy because of skills. So you need as much as you can get out, you know. Here for Wave Viking Caesar, we need Archer in the main deck because it's a level 6 Fiend, and with your Doom Archfiend you also make Caesar, of course. And then we are playing Monster Reborn as limit 1. You can also just play Droplet, but we don't play limit 1, so Monster Reborn is nice. But you can also just play Droplet or whatever, you know. Caesar negates Nibiru, so you can play Double Break, 1 barrier. And of course you can also just play Suppression instead. But, you know, Break is way more impactful from my experience. But Suppression is still nice, of course. For the extra deck, we have to play Doom Archfiend and Wave Viking Caesar, making it so that we can't play as many going second cards, like Underworld Goddess, for example. But it is still pretty great, you know. You still have the Nightmares, for example, going second. And Doom Archfiend is also pretty much a going second card and really easy to make. The main deck for the rest is pretty much the same, like said, with the ratios. Let's get into the final test hands of this video, and hopefully you have all been enjoying till now, and I hope you all have learned, of course. I put a lot of work in today to cook this up, and tomorrow we will get Fleeting Hand, of course. Let's get into the test hand. Alright, first we go normal summon Sage, set your back row, use its effect to discard the Archfiend. Go for Transmodify, summon out Necromancer from your deck, use Sage's effect to pitch Archer from your deck. Then we are going for Necromancer for Archfiend. Archfiend effect to search out your first launcher. Activate your launcher. Use your skill for adding the 4th launcher in your deck. Go for Puzzlemo here. Go for launcher for Archfiend Necromancer. Archfiend effect to search out your second launcher here. Activate your second launcher. Then go for Necromancer summon Sage. Of course, here make Trishula. Trishula for hand rip, of course, here. Then we go for launcher for Archfiend and Necromancer. Archfiend effect. Search out your trap because you already had another launcher set. Go here for a link to, any link to be fair. Then go for Doom Archfiend here by summoning Sage from Necromancer. Then use Doom Archfiend effect, popping the Necromancer. Use launcher for Archfiend Necromancer. Go for your 3rd launcher. Activate your launcher here. Then we go for Nightmare Phoenix, just any link to. Use Necromancer, summon Archer, make Caesar here because 2 level 6 Fiends. Go for Unicorn, go for launch for Archfiend Necromancer. Search out your barrier, set your barrier. Go here for Abomination and then Necromancer for the Archfiend. And the final search being, of course, the final trap. Ending on a double summon negate, enchant Abomination, and 3 traps, of course, which is pretty nice. Damn, what a guide again, and of course it's all worth it. I would do this any day for you all and for the community. Infernity is my heart and soul after all, of course. I hope you all enjoyed and I hope you all learned. We are so back. Launcher is finally back at 3 in Duel Links. This is so crazy. I'm so happy. Hopefully soon for TCG, of course. But yeah, like I said, Fleeting Hand will probably be uploaded tomorrow and at latest Sunday. The guide for it, of course. And then the banlist will be effective of June 25, so be sure to tune in at the channel at June 25 when we will showcase probably the double hand rip variant for Shelva Ghost first in Duel Links with 4 launcher, of course, which is crazy. Yeah, I also, like I said, have more cooks, but those are more meme builds, but let me know if you all would like to see them just for funnies. But yeah, the Fleeting Hand guide will be coming first, of course. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all learned. Thank you all so much again for watching. It really means a lot to me. Thank you all for being the best community ever. Yeah, that's all I had to say. I hope this guide really helped. And if not, let me know how I can do better. Of course, in a positive way, explain how and why. And I will take notes to your suggestions for sure. Thank you all so much for watching. Infernity best deck, Infernity for life, forever and always. Hell yeah, Launcher is back, baby.